Alright everyone, welcome back to Meeple Leaf Reviews. We're doing another before and after episode today where we're going to take a look at Ninja All-Stars. And as always, I'm Jeffrey.
And I am Jacob.
So Jacob, you picked this one up on Kickstarter.
That's
what piqued your interest in this game?
The minis, the ninja theme. I'm kind of a sucker for anime and ninjas, so...
And minis.
And minis. Yeah. So it was like the whole package right here.
Yeah.
Lots of cool stuff. I think the theme of ninja combat and you're kind of jumping around the board is really cool, and I think it's just going to be awesome.
Okay.
So that's my expectation.
Your expectation is that it's going to be
awesome.
You quickly went through the game with me. Yeah. It kind of, I think, has a similar feel to Arcadia Quest, where you're going to be battling each other, but it's more head-to-head, I think, than monsters being thrown in. The whole building your ninja clan seems pretty cool, kind of reminiscent of like Star Wars X-Wing and Attack Wing and all those things. So it's cool. It's not a flight combat building team. It's a ground combat with ninjas. The models look great. The artwork looks excellent. So I'm expecting that I'll probably enjoy the game. I'm not gonna probably be over the moon about it,
right? But
I think it'll probably be fun.
Yeah, I think breaking it down a little bit for expectations for teaching and learning, it wasn't a hard game to teach. There's not a whole lot going on, except for the fact that there are a whole bunch of special abilities,
right?
Which is going to take a little while to understand those, and you might be referencing those back and forth. You do have a reference sheet given to you with everything written down, so it's not going to be really hard.
Yeah, at least you don't have to open up the rule book and be searching through the rule book for your special abilities.
Right.
They're on the back of your clan card, so you can have that easily at your fingertips. I was going to say the same thing, that I think that your first game is probably going to take a while to get into and remember, oh yeah, this model does this and that model does that. Yeah. And remembering all those things might be difficult for the first game.
Yeah, especially status effect tokens as well. There's about 10 of them. They all just have like a little ninja face with an exasperated tone, or one of them's puking, one has tears in their eyes, and little anime things that you're not readily going to know exactly what that is. Yeah. So that could be problematic. The other thing is you're putting these tokens down on the board beside your minis as they're moving around the board to remember what status effects that they have, which could also lead to just some problems with clutteredness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Going on to other game mechanics here, I expect the combat to be quite interesting. The combat is you're rolling a set of attack dice versus a set of defense dice. They're canceling each other out because they're elements. So if I'm attacking with fire and you're defending with water, they cancel out. Whoever's left with the most dice gets to pick the action or the result of that combat from those dice. And each element has a different result. Yeah. One is the attacker dies, one is the defender dies, one is you move the combat from this zone over here. So you're constantly kind of having these different effects as a result of combat. And it's not necessarily having more dice is going to work for you. It gives you a bit of a benefit, but even if I have 5 dice and you have 1, and your 1 will probably get canceled out, and so I'm choosing from my 4 dice.
You don't get to do 4 things.
I don't get to do 4. I just have to pick one of those dice. But even if all 4 of the dice are the same icon, and that icon is my character dies, well, I have to pick it, and my character dies.
Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting in the combat, is that it's not just about killing the opponent's figures. Like, you go into combat, that's a potential thing that can happen, but not necessarily. Yeah. So it's not just, oh, I do 3 points of damage to you, you do 1 point of damage to me. Your other things are going to be happening in the combat, which might make it a little more interesting than normal damage-based combat.
Yeah, it's basically one hit KO for every model in the board, but your models keep coming back every round as reinforcements, so you're never losing. The point of the game is you have a challenge that you're trying to complete. And this is different. There's 7, I think, different challenges that you can play. So even if you didn't like one of them, there's going to be others that you could enjoy, which is a big bonus, I think, to the game. So you have modes like Assassination where you're trying to kill a specific person on each player's team. You have Capture the Flag where you're just trying to get their flag, bring it back to your side. You have a stealth mission where there's sentries all over the board and you're sneaking in and trying to steal treasure. And whoever steals the most. So there's a whole bunch of modes of play, which I think is a big bonus to this game.
And I think it's going to be cool, the whole leveling up your characters, leveling up your clan.
Experience throughout your missions.
Yeah, so it'll be, something a little extra than like X-Wing, where you can actually, play the same clan and then try and make them really awesome and customize them, I think, to how you want to play them.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
I think for interaction in this game, there's going to be a ton. I mean, it's all going to just be ninja combat.
Yeah.
And that's like the premise of the game. So tons of interaction there.
And I'm expecting that it'll be quite a heavy dose of theme as well.
Yeah, for sure. With the elements and if you play it out, you roll the dice and you actually tell a little story about how these things are canceling out and what ninja attacks you're doing and stuff. It could be huge. But even if you don't do that, the theme is going to be present at the very least.
All right. Well, let's give it a play, shall we?
Yes, let's give it a play, and we'll get back to you and let you know what we think.
All right. All right, everyone. We just finished our very first play of Ninja All-Stars.
Ninja All-Stars.
So, Jacob, there's something that you wanted to say?
Yeah. I have no idea what Jeff thinks of this game, and I am so excited to find out what he thinks. We just played through. I absolutely slaughtered him.
I killed one of your units in the very last round of the game. So we played the Brawl, where it's just you just want to kill the opponent's units on the board.
That's your only objective.
There's 6 rounds to the game where you activate each of your units around the board, and you're going to be attacking and moving around. And the 6th round, with my second last guy that I activate, I managed to kill one of your units, and you killed 12 of mine throughout the game.
Yeah, 12 of yours. Yeah. Well, I killed your Chunin, which is his most powerful unit. I think I killed that once or twice, which is worth 2 points.
Yeah, so
counts as 2 kills.
You killed a lot.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
So I'm interested to find out what Jeff thinks of the game, because he had a really bad game, and I don't know if he's going to be like, I hate this game, if that experience soured it, or if it was interesting enough to him.
Well, did you want to start it with what you thought?
Sure.
Keep you in suspense a little longer.
Sounds good. So I'm going to move the trophy over to here, because I won. My golden ninja trophy. I really liked the game. Okay. It exceeded my expectations. The ninja combat, where you're kind of moving characters around the board and the location of your battle is changing. It's really hard to kill people in this game, to kill the enemy. It's so tough. And so it was rare when it happened.
Well, so it's rare for some people.
But I just found that a really interesting aspect of the game. Now, there were some drawbacks, for sure. The learning curve for what the dice did, because there are 6 different results for combat. Either the attacker dies, the defender dies, you move both combat contenders, or you move the attacker a certain distance away, or your characters one character gets stunned, or all characters get stunned.
So you can either injure them straight up, which removes them from the board. Yeah. Or you have to stun them 3 times to remove them from the board. Yeah. And that was really difficult.
Yeah, did that even happen ever?
No, it didn't.
Once?
Didn't happen at all in the game. Because when you activate, when you're stunned, you can either move or attack, but then you remove all the stun tokens. So you got to get someone who's activated and then get 3 stun tokens on them before the next round to kill them. And for the big guys, like these guys right here, they're resilient, so they don't get injured. They just get stunned.
Yeah.
And
if you try and stun them, nothing happens. And if you try to injure them, then they just get stunned.
Yeah, I was just wailing away at one of your guys, and he never died.
No.
Yeah.
No. I almost finished your one guy off. I did this huge roll at the end, and the dice just did not work with me. I had no way of hurting him, and that was it. He survived.
So I'll go in and say what I thought of the game.
Okay.
So I went in thinking that it would be a fun game.
Yeah.
And that I would enjoy playing it. I did enjoy playing it. I didn't think that it would be anything that would, throw me over the moon. So I already likened it kind of to Arcadia Quest. Arcadia Quest is a game that I like and I enjoy playing. This game I did not like.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
Number one, it was an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was really long.
For the first game. But I'm assuming that's just because it was the first game and we spent a lot of time trying to figure out. The later rounds did go faster.
Yeah, looking through the rule book to find clarifications on certain things.
Yeah. Also, I will add the caveat that this is not my type of game.
Okay.
So for a game like this to be one that I enjoy, it has to be really good.
Yeah.
So I can imagine, if you like this kind of game, you probably would like it. But for me, I didn't like it because the combat was so. Oh man, you didn't know, and almost every time I rolled the dice, it was like, okay, I do nothing, and then I do another character, and okay, nothing happens. I do another character, okay, nothing happens. It was just like, okay, no, what am I doing here? And then the whole stealth thing. So his clan was really good at being stealth. So you can't attack a stealth character. First, you got to search and find them, and then attack them afterwards.
Yeah.
And the whole action, you have to spend an action of one of your figures to search, and then it's a 1 in 6 chance on the die roll to get them out of stealth. So a lot of my actions were just, I move my guy up next to his, and I roll the dice and see if I get him out of stealth. Nope. And I once, out of all the rolls that I did, succeeded on that. So all his guys that were really hard to kill were out of stealth, and all the guys that were easy to kill were in stealth, but I couldn't hit them. So it was just, it was so frustrating.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. One thing, doing that affinity test and trying to succeed it's so hard. Every time I thought about doing it, I was like, no, it's a 1 in 6 chance. Why would I try and do that?
Yeah.
I think there are cards in the Moon deck that allow you to just auto-succeed an affinity test.
Yeah.
So you could just do that to find someone. I did have a card that when I moved within range of someone, I got a free search, and then I could search again if I failed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really hard, and I think it is a problem in the game, the stealth issue.
Well, and the whole leveling up thing. So you need, in order to get experience, you need to kill figures.
Well, you need to achieve goals. In this particular game, it's kill guys. But there might be a game where you don't have to kill anyone to gain points. But yes, in this scenario.
So in this scenario, it is a kill figure. So let's just, we didn't build a league. We didn't keep track because we just wanted to play this to learn.
Yeah.
But imagine that this happened.
Yeah.
And
it'd be brutal.
Your league would be above and away leveled up compared to mine. I would have got 2 experience points versus your 20 or something, because this scenario you get more experience points for killing units. Yeah, it would be pretty brutal. I understand the infinity test, that it only activates on certain symbols because you can level up and get more symbols that it activates, so you get better. But initially starting off, it's pointless. It feels like I'm spending all of my guys to just get one guy out of stealth to hit him. Yeah,
I definitely think that's a problem early game, and you could do some sort of mitigation for that, I'm sure, but it was an issue I saw too.
Yeah. Well, once you get them out of stealth, it's going to be harder for them to get into stealth, but just you got to get them out of stealth.
Yeah, the whole first round of the game was basically moving everyone into stealth and then moving forward and initiating combat.
Yeah.
You do lose stealth when you attack. However, my characters had a special ability to stay stealth when they attacked. And those were when I built my team, I chose all those guys.
Yeah.
So that I could just continue staying in stealth.
Yeah, so overall, so I think the components are really nice. The artwork is really cool. I like the theme of the game. I think all those are really good. It's just the gameplay, the combat mechanism specifically, that kind of brought it down for me.
Right. And I loved the combat system. I thought it was very thematic, but I do see that dependent on the rolls, you can get completely screwed and just not be able to do anything, and that could be extremely frustrating.
Yeah, like for a game, if it was half an hour and I could get screwed by my dice rolls, that's okay. I imagine, like, with 2 players, you could probably get this game down to the hour 15-minute range. I'm assuming, depending on the scenario.
I think here's the thing. So this scenario that we played, it gave you 7 ninja, and it said you were supposed to have 7 ninja on each team. Well, that's 7 activations per round in a 7 or 8 round game.
6 round game.
This one was 6. This is the shortest of all of them. So the other ones can go 7, 8, or 9 rounds long. I think if you just mitigated that down and you did like a 50-point purchase system, you cut in half the number of ninja that you could have in the game. So you'd have like a 3v3 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that would go really quick just because you're only activating 3 guys per round. Activation of guys I found to actually be quite quick. Yeah. It was just like move and attack, or attack and you don't get to move at all, because it's just you move and then take your action. That's your only option. You can't take movement after an action.
Once you got into it, the later rounds, it was really quick.
Yeah.
But
then it slowed down again, figuring out the results of the combat.
Yeah.
And then figuring out some of them weren't easy to understand, like the water, where you move the attacker first, or the person who rolled the water moves the attacker, and then the defender places his model in the front influence zone. And it was a little convoluted for what it is. I think they could have made it simpler, but
yeah. So it's for how long the game is and the amount of luck that's going into these rolls, and the fact that I just got completely blown away. Like, if we were playing again, and we were playing like in a longer scenario with even more people, and someone was getting blown out of the water like this, I mean, you might as well be player elimination, because they're never going to come back out of that, because you can only take out one unit that gets destroyed, and you could spend an action to take another one out, but if you're getting more than those destroyed in a turn, you're constantly on the back foot, and you're always, like, towards the end of the game, all your guys were on my side of the board. So whenever I pulled my guys back and deployed them, you were always right on top of them.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like I was on the back foot for most of the game, and in a longer game, I would just be like, I'm done with the game.
Yeah. I can see that. I thought it was great. I'm looking forward to playing it again. I think my wife will love this one as well. And I think it's almost necessary to do those shorter games.
Yeah.
To just cut the ninja count for your team down, or just do like a random brawl. Come up with your own scenarios. I think it would be easy and fun to play in that way.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it, but again, that's probably just because it's not my type of game, and it just didn't do it for me. So I wouldn't recommend it. If this isn't your type of game, you're probably not going to like it. If it is your type of game, you probably will.
All right, that is Ninja All Stars by Sodapop Miniatures and Ninja Division.
All right, see you guys next time.